Recently, it has been pumping. But before we do, if this is the type of content that you like and you want to learn more about crypto, stay ahead of the game, why not come on over and join us in our Telegram channel? Plenty of alpha being shared there. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming episodes. Right, so let's talk about Zilliqa. Now, Zilliqa pretty much has been in a downtrend since last year, May, where we kind of peaked out in terms of Bitcoin hitting the high 60s. And since then, it's been a downtrend. It never really recovered. Actually, even when we go into November, when we had the second peak around Bitcoin, these alts didn't really move up at all. And since then, we've pretty much been in a downtrend. And really, I would say the last month or so, or 2 months, we've kind of just been floating around this support area of around 4 to 5 cents up until a couple of days ago, where we got a massive injection of volume and a huge pump, which has pretty much swallowed up all of this downtrend action that we have here. And now we are pretty much floating at around the 11-cent mark. Now, what is the reason for these pumps? Because it has to be fueled by something. Now, one of the things that I would say with Zilliqa that I noticed in terms of last year is that it never really pumped, while all the other L1s that we had, like your avalanches, your dots, all of those, they had a decent pump to them, right? They all moved up, and Zilliqa was one that was pretty much lacking in that space. And I still felt that it did not really get the opportunity it deserved. But saying that, there has been a lot of news recently, which I would say is what is helping grow awareness within the space of Zilliqa and obviously attracting more people towards the ecosystem. Now, in terms of this article that we have here, we can break it down. First of all, there's been a number of key partnerships with esports gaming, basically platforms. We've got Indonesia, PRQ, we've also got Mad Lions, and we've got Ninja in Pajamas. Now, all of these really draw attentions to the user, right? Because these are esports, these are watched by many millions of people. And so it allows really to bring that audience and really bring them awareness to what Zilliqa is all about. Because one of the things that you need to understand is that Zilliqa is also going to be launching their metaverse, right? And with the metaverse, what we tend to see focused around those is obviously things like play to earn gaming, NFTs, Web3 powered content engagement. So you're really allowing that type of environment to be exposed to those who are also quite familiar with that gaming space of those rich worlds that we have within all these games. And the other thing to bear in mind actually is that Zilliqa is also going to be launching Metapolis, which is their metaverse. And the interesting thing is, if you have a look at all of the other metaverse projects that we have here, these are pretty much standalone, right? Decentraland, Axie Infinity, it's the sandbox. You know, you go in there for a sandbox, for example, buy some land, create, develop, and obviously engage with the audience. Now, interestingly enough, these are all pretty much standalone solutions. There isn't what I would say a service that's out there. Just like we have today with cloud infrastructure, you've got cloud infrastructure as a service, right? You've got software as a service. And we don't really have that within the blockchain space yet when it comes to the actual metaverse side of things. And I think this is one of the reasons where we're kind of seeing that push that's coming in, that awareness, that extra inflow of money into metaverse, into Zilliqa, should I say. And this is because they're planning to launch what they call a metaverse as a service, a MaaS solution. So the idea is that anyone looking to spin up a metaverse, right, for their platform to engage with users, they can look towards Zilliqa to provide them that all-in-one stop solution for metaverses. And with the partnerships that we've seen with the likes of the esports solutions like Ninja in Pajamas, you know, what we mentioned before, Mad Lions, the TRQ in Indonesia. The main piece here is that these are very heavily game orientated platforms, which also have a metaverse within their own. But one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the other one, which is Agora, right? So Agora is an app. You can upload photos. It's a creators app. And if you think about metaverse as a whole, it is a creators platform. You are creating the environment inside the metaverse. You are creating the buildings. You are creating the events. You are pretty much creating all the content within there and showcasing it to the world, hoping that either somebody wants to participate within your bit of that ecosystem. They want to showcase something, buy something, sell a service. And Agora here allows you to do that, right? Because the idea is that this is really a creators platform, create content and convert those into NFTs. And as we know, NFTs are pretty major within this space. And so it plays very well into metaverse. And this is one of the reasons why we've seen such a huge pump coming into the space. And I believe we're going to continue to see this rise over the coming week. And the main reason behind that is that we're going to have the Metapolis Showcase event on the 2nd of April. Now, potentially, as we have seen, in crypto in general, we do have pretty much a, buy the rumor, sell the news type event. And we're still a good couple of days away, right? The event is on Saturday. So we're a good 6 days away from this event kicking in, which really does leave 6 days of additional awareness, users to kind of be drawn into this ecosystem. And really at the moment, what we are doing is testing this, I would say, resistance area that we've had here, right? And I think what I would say is if we manage to push through this, which I think we will, in all honesty, push further up and get into the sort of 13-cent region, I don't see why we couldn't really start hitting the all-time highs again. As I said before, I would say Zilliqa is one that didn't really get an opportunity to pump while all the other L1s were pumping in the sort of previous run-up that we had. And the other thing that you should really bear in mind when it comes to this is how far is it realistically going to go? If someone's telling you, is Zilliqa going to be the next $100 billion market cap platform? No, I don't think it is. Certainly not any day soon. But how far can it go from here? Well, one of the best things that we can do is obviously look back here. Let's go and have a look at where Zilliqa is currently sitting in the whole grand scheme of things. I think it did make its way back into the top 10, right? I think it did. So where is it? Where are we? It's here, Zilliqa. So it's sitting at 78. Market cap of 1.3 billion. So even if it does a 2 to 3x from where it is now, right, which will pretty much sit it around 30 to 40 cent, which to be honest isn't unrealistic in all honesty. Even then, a 2 to 3x from there still only moves it somewhat potentially into the top 50, right? And even then, it's still got a bit of an upward struggle in terms of how does it top some of these other platforms. Phantom, that's another L1 blockchain as well. So, it does have a fair bit of a way to go. And I think realistically, another 2x from here isn't out of the question, given where we're heading, given that on Saturday, we've got the launch, we've got the VIP event in Miami. So that's going to draw a lot of attention to itself as well, given that we've seen the likes of these esports platforms also partnering with Zilliqa, given that we've got Agora, which obviously is very catered towards creating and showcasing your own original content and getting it out there as an NFT. And obviously we've seen the NFT craze. So a lot of the outside consumers will pretty much play into this. So that's generally my overtake in terms of why we have seen Zilliqa pumping realistically. Where do I think it could go? I certainly think in the definitely short term for now, we should, I would say, be at least breaching the 17-cent mark, I think, leading up to Saturday. After then, I suspect we'll see a bit of a sell the news event, where it's going to most likely settle back around this 13 cent. Potentially, it could continue to float around 11 cent. But I do think there is an opportunity for a bit more push in Zilliqa, given that all the news that we see coming out. Anyway, this is just a quick overview of Zilliqa in terms of what we've seen. I think what's to come. If you like this type of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon. Come along, join me in my Telegram community, and I will see you